Accu-Stats Video Productions presents from Reno, Nevada, the Sands Regency Open number 18. I'm Bill Incardona along with Howard Vickery. Howard, this is the feature match of the evening. The two players slated to play this match. This could very well be a finals match here. ALLEN Hopkins and Efren Reyes from the Philippines.
Well, it could be. Efren especially is playing very well. At the last tournament, he finished third, and he had a couple wins where he won. He won an earlier match here at 13-0, and he played very well at the Bicycle Club. Had some overwhelming wins there too.
Efren Reyes, I watched him play at the Bicycle Club. He was really impressive down there, and the format was a little bit different than with the format we have here. After there were 4 remaining players at the Bicycle Club, from that point on, it was single elimination. Going into that section or that segment of the tournament, Efren Reyes was undefeated, so therefore he was only defeated one time at the Bicycle Club and eliminated from the tournament.
He was, and with the match he was eliminated with, he had no momentum in the match. He got a couple of safeties early to play, but he never got started in the match, and the other player overwhelmed him and eventually won the tournament.
Efren pocketing the 1 ball on the side, the 2 ball position in front of the lower right-hand corner, the 3 ball to the left of the cue ball, and that's the 8 ball in front of the upper left-hand corner pocket. He's going to try to pocket the 2 naturally and play position for the 3-8 combination. If he's able to pocket the 3-8 combination, I look for the remainder of the rack to be rather routine, providing he gets a shot on the 3.
Right. He might overcut through a little bit, and it might get a little tough on him, but other than that, there's not much that can go wrong here. And Efren does that so well, controlling both balls.
Efren's probably one of the most beautiful players in the world to watch at the table. And he plays with such grace, and he's just a mesmerizing type of a man at the table. Most people really enjoy watching Efren Reyes play. That's why every time he plays, people just congregate around the table that he's playing on.
They do, indeed they do. I was playing this tournament several years back, and I'd played very well, and I met him in a match, and he shot a Accu-Stats in 960. 7 or something like that, and I was just in my chair the whole time.
Yeah, he's known to do those kind of things. He can keep his opponent in the chair throughout the entirety of a match. And in game number 1, looks like he's getting through this rack quite nicely, and looks to take the early lead against ALLEN Hopkins, 1-0, providing he is able to put down the 7 and the 9. Efren is really a great all-around player. He doesn't play straight pool, but all the other games he plays as well as anyone on the earth.
He does, and I would think if he would play straight pool, I don't think he'd have any problem with it at all. As a matter of fact, he might have some tremendous runs. I mean, he runs balls in rotation very well. Even with 15 balls, he's ran 5 or 6 racks on more than one occasion, I believe.
Well, the game of 1 pocket is a great game, and Efren is able to utilize his skills more playing 1 pocket naturally than he is playing 9 ball. Playing 9 ball is more of a power game because you really have to have a lot of power, especially in the first shot, the break, to create opportunities for yourself. And the players that have this, the more opportunities playing 9 ball will probably go on to win the match. So Efren really lags a little bit behind in the breaking areas, as we can see there. He doesn't have a bad break; it's adequate at best, but he does lag behind a lot of the players.
It's not an overwhelming break like an Earl Strickland or Francisco Bustamante.
Right, Johnny Archer, even a Tony Allen. And there's a lot of players on the tour today that break them so well, they're very difficult to beat. Efren Reyes is difficult to beat because of the way he plays.
Right. He overcomes the lack of a devastating break.
ALLEN Hopkins is burdened with the same problem as Efren Reyes. He doesn't have a very good break either. ALLEN Hopkins runs the balls extremely well playing 9 ball, but getting the opportunities is another thing. He really doesn't get as many opportunities as the other players we have mentioned.
Yes, Allen runs the ball as well. He plays safe extremely well. He plays the table well. And Efren does all those things exceptionally well also. This match could be a lot closer than some think.
Well, in terms of just pure running out, I think we're watching a match now that may be as interesting as any match you may watch in this tournament,
Right.
because the two players here that are playing against one another in this match are probably the two best run-out players in the world today, possibly.
Yes, as a matter of fact. Uh, we tried a combination on the 9. Allen, the last tournament he won, or one of the last tournaments he won was a 10-ball tournament in Cleveland, and which requires you to run the balls extremely well.
Yeah, there's more playing 10 ball than there is a 9 ball. ALLEN HOPKINS won that tournament against the same field as we see here.
Yeah, basically.
But the game of 10 ball, naturally, the break is negated somewhat because of it being 10 ball opposed to 9 ball. Now, I look for Efren just to cut the 2 in and try to do something from that position.
Right. Well, he went in between those balls, but if he would have kissed the 8, went in between and kissed the 8 and perhaps made the 9, it would have been
He
okay.
may have made the 9, but he played a very heady shot, knowing that all he needed to do was pocket the 2 and stay in control of the table. And now that he has control of the table, then he can continue on his way. And it looks like he's got himself in perfect line for the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's just a 4, 5, 6, 9 combination. This is rack number 2.
Mm-hmm. I'll just shoot the 5 down in this corner. An easy combination on the 6, 9. And the combination on the 9. An easy rack.
Efren played Francisco Bustamante at the Bicycle Club. He was the man that eliminated Efren. I believe the score was 9-4, 9-5. And in that match, Efren did have a few opportunities early in the match, and he failed to capitalize on them.
He did.
He seemed a little tight. I often wonder about his ability to really put someone away late in the tournament, because he's got such tremendous skills. And he doesn't have the the showing for them. In other words, he doesn't finish as well as he should.
It doesn't look like he never got started in the match. He had a couple of safety. He didn't the first couple of games. He had a couple of safeties to play, and he misplayed both of them, and that cost him in the match. He never recovered. Finally did win a few games, but it was too much to overcome. And looking back at the World Championship, it was Johnny Archer defeated him, but it was a closer match. Efren did play some things. He had some unfortunate roles, I think, in that match.
Absolutely. And ALLEN HOPKINS, on the other hand, had the misfortune of grabbing Earl Strickland early in the Bicycle Club tournament.
Right.
I would talk to Allen a little after that match was concluded, and he told me that he had been practicing quite a bit for the event, and he was playing rather, pretty good. But Earl Strickland, he's a dominating player with his big break. He's such an explosive player.
Allen has missed the 6 here. And
he just took the match away from Hopkins.
Yeah. Allen has missed the 6. He had an easy run. I mean, should have made the shot. It wasn't a hanger, but should have made it.
And he really can't afford to do that against Reyes, that's for sure.
No, he cannot.
There's been a lot of people now that have been hit with the flu bug around here.
Right.
I don't know if Allen's one of them, but
I don't think Allen's been hit with it. Buddy Hall has been hit with it.
Jim Rimpey, Earl Strickland, myself, and Nick Varner.
And C.J. Wiley. As a matter of fact, Buddy was hit with it at the Bicycle Club. And of course, you do have it. I fortunately got a flu shot a couple months ago.
Pardon me if I keep sniffing like this, but I'm pretty stuffed up. And, I just hope I can stay with it. Oh yeah.
There's people at home that have it. It's all over the country, more or less. Well, Efren pocketed the 1 in the side, and then 5 balls coming around, the 4 balls coming around. He might get a shot. It's close.
It looks like he can pocket the 2. He may have to apply a little right-hand English in order to pocket the 2. And if he
Mm-hmm.
does that, the problem is not pocketing the 2, but getting shape or gaining shape for the
Well,
3.
he's looking at coming in between the 5 and the 9, and to the rail and around. That's what he's looking at. And he came around, but he missed the ball.
There was too much position that time. He
Mm-hmm.
actually sacrificed accuracy of the 2 ball in order to control the cue ball and come
Mm-hmm.
around for position for the 3. A little too much cue ball in that particular shot. Allen Hopkins now has an opportunity at the table.
Mm-hmm. Make the 2, come up the table. He's over a little too close to the 4. I don't know if he can make the 4 in that other pocket after touching the ball. Looks like he has room though.
Yeah, he's a little farther away from the 3 ball than he wanted to get,
Mm-hmm.
running a little short of the mark. Now he has to come with a good shot, not only pocketing
Yeah.
the 3, but applying a good stroke on the
Right,
3
he's
to
got
get
to
back
draw
for the
that
4.
ball, not to the rail, but just about halfway back. But he went to the rail straight over. Looked like he could draw the ball back without going to the rail. He's in. If the 4 looks like the 4 goes, looks like he's in good shape. The 5 ball is a little questionable though. As a matter of fact, I think that's what he's looking at. Trying to figure out if the 5 will go. Looks like he's getting ready to draw the 4, so maybe the 5 will go. Or
You know, if the 5 passes a 9, he's just about in perfect line for the shot.
it will, but he may be looking at banking the 5. I mean, he keeps looking in between the 8 and 9.
That's a possibility.
That's what he's looking at. He's looking at banking that ball. He's feeling that he must make some kind of that he can't afford to play safe, take a chance of not getting another shot. He's behind. It feels like he's behind in the match. He's considering it. Well, evidently it wouldn't pass, but he felt Allen's is feeling is pressing a little bit.
Notice he went forward, applying left-hand English to the cue ball. Everything he did was natural on that shot.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, if you have something natural, go ahead and play it the natural way. There's no reason to change or adjust the stroke in order to gain position. If you have something that's natural, that's the way to play it, and that's what he saw. He saw a natural 2-rail position for the 6. He took advantage of it, and this is game number 4. After pocketing the 9, Reyes then will take a 4-0 lead in the match.
4-0. Well, you know, this match should be 2-2.
Well, Allen has had 2 opportunities in the first 4 games, and he really hasn't taken advantage of
No,
either of
he
them.
hasn't. And the one ball that Efren missed, the 2 ball, he had to squeeze past that 4 a little bit. Might have hindered him on the shot a little. But Allen, he just didn't want to play safe on that ball. He's feeling pressured. Well, now he has an opportunity.
Okay, now once again, you know, he's given a great opportunity to do something with.
He might have a shot on the 9 here for a billiard. I don't know how well it looks, but he's not even thinking about it. He's going for the 2. It must not be that well. Must not be that good a shot. Now, is he going to come straight down the table for position here, I believe?
Yeah, I look for him to come straight down, probably right across the foot spot towards the 9 in that fashion.
He might spin it, though, and try to get the angle coming down between the 7 and the 9. Spin it 2 rails.
And that's what he's done.
He has done that.
I kind of like the way he played it. After I take another look at it, that way there's absolutely 0 chance of him hooking himself.
Right.
All he needs to do is pocket this shot here. The remainder of the rack should be routine.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you know, I kind of like what he did there, and the results are going to speak for itself.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's got to hit this. This is should be out. He hit it well. He's out of line. Allen is just a little bit.
Yeah, now he's going to have to deal with the 9 here. I believe he's going to go into the 9 softly. or maybe come over the top of it, but that's very risky.
It is. It's if he draw, I don't know if he can draw this ball. He's looking at rolling the ball.
He's really confronted with somewhat of a dilemma here.
It
There really
is.
isn't anything
Looking-
that he has that's
Looks
appealing.
like he's going to draw the ball, but he may end up on the end rail with it. No,
He went into
rolled
it
it.
softly, but too softly. And like I said, hitting on top of the 9, which he did, was very risky. Had he hit that shot harder, there was a good chance that he would have scratched in the corner pocket.
Right.
He knew this, and that's why he kind of let up on his stroke, and the results really aren't favorable.
I'm telling you something. I think he's supposed to play safe here. I mean, it's a high risk shot, but I don't think you don't want to play safe. I mean, he's thinking offensively.
He's got a tough safety here.
He's got
a very tough
he can
safety.
play safe. It's not a great safety, but it may be better than shooting at this ball. Oh, he hit it, but he just couldn't hit it hard enough to cut it in.
Well, Hopkins has had the opportunity now twice with ball in hand and has really
Right. He should now
foiled
be leading
on both of them. So
3-2. Instead, he's behind 5-zip.
yeah, I haven't noticed Allen practicing much, at the tournaments.
No.
So therefore, he's really tied up a lot with the association and all the work that he's been doing for the association as president of the MPBA, and he really hasn't been playing
Right.
a lot of pool.
I was in the meeting started yesterday at 4, and he was doing some things before that, and it ended at 2 a.m. and we were there. He was there for the duration. I did take a break and come collect the entry fees, and then I went back. But I'm telling you, I was ready for something to eat and a nice bed when I got through, and he was doing some hard work.
Now, had he been prepared and came into this match focused, I believe this would have been a much more entertaining match.
Sure, it is.
But he's really blown a lot of opportunities, where he normally would have,
Right, and Allen,
taken
and it's shown
advantage
in
of.
his game in the last 2 years that he's been president of the PBTA or president of the MPBA. It's shown in his performance on the table. Well, Efren has rolled out here. And geez, Allen is looking at the shot. It might be a possible billiard on the 9, but I don't know if there is.
If the 1 passes the 2, he'll play the shot playing shape by hitting the 9 and then holding the cue ball in that vicinity for shape on the 2. But that's a moot point now. He obviously missed the 1 and left for another shot on the 1.
Yes. Well, let's see. Oh, let's see. Here's a good shot. Ooh. Efren jacked up and spun that ball back. Hit it nice. But Efren is the benefit of some extra opportunities here in this match. And he's taking advantage of them. Got the 3 ball, just draw it, maybe go to the rail, or maybe just draw it back a little bit. He hit it hard and coming to the rail and coming off. He's got a good shot.
He's got a nice angle. He'll swing 2 cushions out of the lower right-hand corner and probably run right over the path where the cue ball is sitting on now. Say 1-2 cushions and end up with a reasonably good shot on the 5.
All right. Make this ball come back for the 6. Middle of the table.
Well, he wants to come over further than that. If you notice, the 7 will not pass in the lower
7
left-hand
does
corner.
not pass the 9.
So he wants to be on the right-hand side of the 6. He is favoring that side somewhat, so therefore he may have a chance to draw the ball back for position on the 7 in the lower right-hand corner.
Well, he can cut this ball in. Looks like he's going to contact the 9 ball, but he might pass right.
He'll avoid hitting the 9 and
Avoid the
go
9?
around. Well, he did hit the 9 softly. Had he missed the 9, he would have gained position for the 9 in the other corner pocket. In the meantime, It seems like it's all Efren Reyes, well, with a little help from Allen, that is. After game number 6, the score is now Allen Hopkins 0. Efren Reyes has all the beads on his side, 6.
Yeah, match should be 3-3 right now, with the opportunities had by both players. Maybe Allen is not into this match. I saw him practicing earlier, but he should be ready to play. Efren's got close to the side pocket with that one when it breaks over there. I don't know if that looks like Allen's hooked or Efren's hooked. He might pocket the ball on the break. Got to push out here. And this is a difficult push out. Looks like he's got to go
He
for
may
that
even
rail
kick
somewhere.
it here. He may kick it and try to position the cue ball behind the 3 somewhat. Or behind the 8 on the other side. You know, he really didn't have much of a future in pushing out there. Had he pushed out, Allen would have positioned the cue ball in a, you know, in a tough spot for Efren. He recognized that and immediately took advantage with his kicking skills and positioning the cue ball behind the 8. Now Allen stands with actually nothing to shoot.
Well, now if he had a good jump cue, he could jump that 8.
Excellent hit. Allen is one of the better kickers in the
hit.
world. No question about that. But sometimes, you know, you fare much better by jumping than you do kicking, and Allen doesn't jump very well because that's one of the few things in his game that he needs to improve.
That's true, but he does have a good jump cue, and I think he could have jumped that ball, but I think he wasn't even thinking about it for some reason. I mean, it looked like he never even considered it. But perhaps he saw the safety in the kick as a better shot. Well, Efren's has got another open table, and he's pocketed 3, and he's on the 4. And he's looking at position on the 5.
You know, if he gains the angle on the 5 that the cue ball is sitting on now, that's just about ideal. Then he'll go 1 cushion off that rail, off the side cushion, for position on the 6.
Well, he didn't exactly get that angle, but he should pocket this ball and come across the table for just follow the ball and come across the table for a shot on the 6.
He's on the proper side of the 5. There's no traffic the way he chose to play position for the 5.
I should just come straight up between the towards the 8. Position on the 7. And a routine out. Pockets the 8. Shot on the 9 and just a tap in.
Very nicely done. Game number 7 goes to Efren Reyes. He now leads in the match 7-0. Oh, really? What I would do to play like Efren Reyes? What would I give up? Let me see. My car? Yeah, I'd give my car up. I'll put that on this side. A car. I'd give up...
your favorite cue?
I give up all my cues.
All your cues? Yeah. So you don't have any favorite cues, huh?
Give up my right thumb. No,
left
thumb.
Left thumb.
Yeah, he's a beautiful player, really.
He plays.
I'm really awestruck when I watch him play.
His stroke seems to mesmerize people. He cranks up or winds up or whatever he does, and but it all comes out straight at the end.
He just got great rhythm, you know, when he plays, and he plays quite differently than most other players.
He just pockets the 4. He's got a good angle on the 5 to get to the 6.
Same angle he has on the 6 now would be sufficient for the 6, and he tried to attain that type of an angle, and it's very close to the same angle he had. All he needs to do now is pocket the 6. The cue ball will then go naturally cross table for position on the 7.
He hit that ball with a nice touch.
And
nice
notice
speed.
the cue ball speed. That's so important. He's in perfect line on the 7. Now,
Right.
notice how all you need to do is hit a pocket speed,
Right.
and he's in perfect line for the 8.
And again, just hit the ball, pocket speed. Don't hit it towards the pocket near end. Good shot on the 9.
So if you ever really want to look at a player run out textbook style, you're looking at the right man when you watch Efren Reyes play 9
Efren gets on the right side of the ball. Amazingly, when he kicks, he always at least hits the right side of the ball, not just the ball. And he's carrying an 8-0 lead here.
And if you notice on the total performance average, Efren Reyes is shooting a 946. He's only missed 1 ball up to this point in the match. Okay, he came up dry in the break. Allen Hopkins once again steps to the table with an opportunity to get back in the match a little bit here.
He has. The only difficulty is he's got, first of all, he's got to pocket this 5 ball and get position on the 1. And things are not coming out in his favor. He's set himself up. He's going to kick 1 rail. And he has left Efren a little difficult. Maybe he has a good safety, if nothing else, but perhaps he can bank this ball. No. Playing safe. Get the 2 next, with the 1 next to the 8. Well, Allen has a shot. He can hit the ball. He can't hit the ball. I'd like for him to hit this ball thin and send it back up the table. If he can send it up towards the 3 ball, the ball up on the rail on the left-hand side without getting it out past the 6 where Efren can hit the 5, it'd be a good safety. But
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I don't want to be in Allen's spot after this shot's over because I think he's going to take the worst of it some way.
Yeah, well, he hit the ball a little too thick.
He was quite a distance from the 1 ball.
He was. It was
Cue ball
difficult
positioned
shot.
rather closely to the cushion. Really,
It was
diminishing the
difficult
accuracy of the shot
Right.
when you consider the distance and the closeness to the cushion the cue ball was positioned. So therefore, that the shot that Allen had wasn't one that I would like to start out with.
Oh, no. You never want to start like that if you can help it. Efren is pocketing the 1. Get in position on the 2. And I believe he kicked the 4 out. Looks like we'll go by the 8. And he has an open table. Looks like the key is getting shape on the 4.
Yeah, the key to this particular rack is getting shape from the 3 to the 4. So he has to be very. Now that's what I'm talking about. Did you see how he did that?
I didn't expect that.
Now
He
that's
caught me
why
off
he
guard.
plays a lot different than most players. You see, he killed the ball, sending it 2 cushions, and ended up in perfect line on the 3 to go naturally 2 cushions for position on the 4.
Right, that's a good shot. That was a good shot.
Now, for you aspiring players, all you have to do is go back, take another look at what he did. I mean, it's just amazing the knowledge that this man has,
on the 4.
and the skills that he's developed to play the game. That was just a beautiful shot.
Oh.
Maybe we can see it one more time. Pat Fleming figures to play this back for us. Maybe
I
he
would
will.
think so. Efren has got out a little wide on the 9, but
No,
I
this
don't
should
think
be
he'll
fine.
have any difficulty with this shot.
Okay, let's go back to that shot. Now, if you remember, the key to the rack was gaining position on the 3, attaining the correct angle to play position from the 3 to the 4. Look at this cue ball. Look at it. Inside English, but what else? What else did he do with it? He put something foreign on it. And then it landed perfectly for position on the 3 to go naturally 2 cushions for the 4.
That was an excellent shot. He's pocketed the. Oh, looked like he was going to make the 9 on the break. Looks like he's left Allen a shot here on the 1. Now Allen has a chance to get on the board. He's got the 1 ball. He's got to get position on the 2. I don't think he can go straight up the rail. Looks like he's got to go like 2 rail position across the table.
If he can go twice across the table, he has to be concerned about the 7.
Right.
It does stick out quite a lot near the foot spot.
Well, I think he's thinking of going up on the other rail near the 5 and coming out up there.
That'd be fine too.
he's got more rail, less chance of hitting the 7 or scratching. But he's
less
looking,
chances of scratching.
Right, he's looking at the angle and see what he has.
And he's going to choose your shot. I believe he's going to go 2 cushions toward the 2 into 3.
He doesn't want to hit it too far to come out. Oh no, Allen's going to a safety game. Something he seemed to be hesitant to do.
Allen Hopkins is the master when it comes to those nifty little shots like that.
Right.
You know, he's able to, discern the type of shot that he has and really make the most with it. And that's another one of those nifty little shots that he pulled out of his bag of tricks, and he's actually gotten rewarded for it.
Right, and that's a rare miss of a ball by Efren on a kick shot. Now he was looking to get it when he chose that safety. I think he was looking to get a combination on the 9 maybe, but it didn't develop. Or he's got a 3-ball combination, but he's 9 going to.
There's quite a bit of work in this rack, Howard. I mean,
there is. You got to get on that 2. You can't take a chance on hooking yourself. You might have to play safe again.
And when you look back in retrospect, all the other opportunities Allen had, there wasn't really much work in front of him on those preceding racks. But this particular rack, there's a lot of work, so he figures to run out. It's a challenge to him,
You might be right. You might not make that mistake. He's pocketed the 2. I didn't know if he had room, but he's got the 3 and he's on the rail. He's got to get position on the 4. Come off the inner rail and come down the table. And he has position on the 4. Didn't get the exact angle he wanted. Excuse me.
Yeah, he's fallen a little short of the mark here. And now he's created a problem for himself. Because if you notice, there are 3 interfering balls at this end of the table, the 6, 8, 9. Now he's going to have to try to avoid those balls on this shot. Well, he was able to hit the 4 ball thinly enough to hit before the side pocket and cross table. Very nice shot.
Now he's looking. He was actually looking at position on the 6 near the pocket just now. He looked to see if there was room, but he didn't shoot the shot that way. He's playing the combination on the 9.
Now, as I said before, there's a lot of work in this rack, and there was a lot of work in the rack.
There was. And
now
still some.
And he figured to get out because it was a challenge to him.
Well, Allen has broken the ice. And
that was game number 10, and the first game on his side.
Yes, Allen's won the 10th game.
So if any of you people are short in the math area, that leaves the score at 9 games for Reyes and 1 for Hopkins. I've seen leads like this surmounted in the past,
I have too.
But I really would be surprised if this one was. But,
I would be too.
Of course, like any other one, that would be 9-1. You'd be surprised, but I would really be surprised to see Allen come back and beat Efren.
Well, Allen took a new tack in that last match. He had a shot, and he played safe, and that's really one of his high skill areas is his safeties, and it might reverse the flow of the game here. But it hasn't done it yet, and Efren is going to go real first and make this ball curve the cue ball a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to pay his rent trying to play safe on Efren Reyes.
No, Efren's going to come. He's going to make most of them, or he's going to at least make contact. But I think you got to remember as to who you're playing. You got to shoot the shot that's there, not try to do something that you're not supposed to do.
This is an interesting rack. Notice the 6 and the 7 to the left of the foot spot.
Yes.
The 6 will pass into the lower right-hand corner pocket. That is the only available pocket for the 6.
Right.
Now, most likely he'll play position on the 5 to drop naturally on the 6 for that pocket. Let's see how well he does. Notice the angle that he has on the 5. All he needs to do now is pocket the 5, drop over to the side cushion, and he'll be in perfect line for the 6.
That will do the trick. Slide right over there.
See, but he didn't hesitate. He just has a natural player. He has great instincts that he saw. All he needed to do was take a little longer shot on the 5, but he was sure to get out, with the rack had he pocketed the 5. Pocketing the 5 really wasn't much of a problem.
All right, just make the 7 here and come across for the 8 to the other rail. Looks like he's going to draw. He may not go to the rail.
Well, now he's gotten himself quite a bit out of line, and
I
quite
didn't expect that.
uncharacteristically of him doing something like this, getting himself out of line.
You know what? I think that he thought he could just hold that ball out in the middle of the table. But I was playing today on the same table, and I had a shot like where it came way off the rail, a lot farther than I thought it would. And I think that's what happened to Efren on that shot. And he's going to...
This cue ball plays a little lighter than the blue dot, so therefore he may have gotten a little more draw effect from that particular shot than he anticipated. And now Allen Hopkins steps to the table with something that he's really not envying
No.
at all.
He's got a thin cut shot on the 8. But to go back to what you said about the red circle cue ball, when people compare it to the blue circle or any other ball, some people say it's light and it draws better, like you just said. But some people say it's heavier. And I think that it's somewhat difficult. Now I don't know if it's heavier or lighter, but I know it does play different than when compared to the blue circle.
Well, if this matters, I've weighed the red circle, and it weighs less than the Centennial balls.
Yeah,
sometimes
playing with the Centennial
it varies
balls,
though. You know, the red circle varies in weight. Sometimes as much as 2 to 3 grams.
Oh yes, it certainly does.
Now he's going to cut this in and go 4 cushions around because this is one of his better shots. Oh, he tried to go straight up and down.
Yes, he did, and that's difficult to do with the heavy ball and the lighter cue ball. Efren has conceded the game, and Allen has won the 11th game and now trails of the match 2 games to 9.
Why don't we check with the TD, that's the tournament director, and find out if that's a fine, him conceding the 9 balls. Is that still a fine?
Well, it might be. But
I don't believe it'll be administered in this
I don't see Efren getting a ticket right now. Well, Allen has broken the balls, didn't make anything, but he has not left Efren with a shot, unless he perhaps buries the 2, but the 2 looks like it's not in the jaws. So I see a safety coming here, perhaps down behind the 5 and 9 in that area, or the 6.
I like for him to try to position the cue ball around the 6 and 8, but I don't think he's going that route.
He was kicking the ball. And I kicked it into the 7, I think, by mistake. But he's gotten a good roll. Unless Allen might have gotten a good roll here. That 1 might be dead off that 7 into the corner pocket.
I don't have the angle that you have on this particular shot. You can see it much
close.
better than I. He's looking at it now, Howard.
Yeah, it's close. And he's on the right side of the ball. If anything, it looks to be a little short. And he's on the right side to force it a little bit. Just hit the ball and maybe stop it or draw it just a tad. And he's looking to draw it. So
he drew it away from the pocket.
And he in fact forced it way down. I'm not sure he was really shooting at, but he did pull the cue ball back up there just in case. And Efren has, I believe he can hit this one. It's hard to say, but he can certainly go to the rail and hit it.
If he can get behind it, he'll kick the 1, maybe behind the 3
I think he can hit it straight on.
Oh, he can hit it straight on. He got a little fortuitous just roll on the 3.
Right.
Now, if he can pocket the 2, if the 2 is out far enough from the corner where he can pocket it, I look for him to just go cross table twice, ending up with the position on the 3 for the lower right-hand corner.
Well, the 2 ball is off the rail, and these pockets are pretty generous. I think he won't have any problem coming in between the 4 and 7. He's only concerned about scratching, I think, on the shot. Well, I don't know. He seems to be cueing the ball high. Now he went on that side of the 4.
Okay, now he'll just go around the 8 and 9 for position on the 4, I do believe. Now he's looking at the side pocket because the side pocket will come into play here. If he hits this shot just a little bit poorly, the side pocket is as big as the Grand Canyon. He knows it, and he's a little reluctant to shooting this shot.
He's thinking of holding the ball. Probably going to try to spin it with some of that same inside English and come up on the high side of the side pocket. No, Oh, he's going right toward the side.
Yeah, the
That was
side
close.
pocket was definitely in play there. He realized it and hit it with the proper speed too.
He hit it with speed, so for sure it would make it to the side.
Now this is an interesting shot. It looks like he's landed on the 50-yard line here. He hasn't gotten the angle to where he can draw it past the stick, so he looks like he may have to go into the sticks possibly. No, he has. No, he drew it with inside English after hitting the bottom cushion. He killed the cue ball and stayed down table for position on the 6. There's another one of those nifty little shots that he comes up with.
Nifty little shots is an excellent term that describes it. I don't know. I can't see the angle on the 7. Looks like it's pretty straight. He just draw it straight back and get past the 9 for the 8. He's going to the inside.
It looked like the angle was really awkward on the 7, so therefore, he played it the safe way, naturally taking a little bit tougher of a shot on the 8, but assuring himself that he would pocket the 7.
Right.
A lot of the players maybe would have tried to force the angle and hit it real hard. The 7 then coming back out of the pocket. Efren Reyes, using good judgment there, pocketed the 7 with pocket speed, ending up a little more difficult shot on the 8, but nevertheless, he was still able to run the rack, and probably he ran it the right way. After game number 12, Efren Reyes now leads in the match 10 games to 2. Let's take a look at that shot on the 5. He applies inside English on the cue ball, very narrowly missing the 6. Now, had he brushed the 6, Howard, he could have very easily ended up in the corner pocket.
Right.
He really has a lot of confidence in his ability to control the cue ball.
He sure does.
Because if you lack any confidence at all on that particular shot, you're going to let up on your stroke, and a lot of bad things could happen.
Right. You have to be just right on the line, perfect. Well, he's made a ball on the break here, and he has the shot on the 1, but I don't know if it goes past the 6.
Now watch this shot. Cue ball off the 5 around the 6. Nope, he's playing safe. Apparently the 1 didn't pass the 6. Had the 1 been able to pass the 6, I looked for him to play a billiard off the 5, setting the cue ball 2 cushions around the 6 in position for the 2, and that would have been a beautiful shot. I was envisioning that,
Yeah, so you saw the shot, but he took the safe route, and he didn't get a safety. He just left Allen a shot. Now, it's not a hanger, but he does have a shot, and Allen looks like he's going to have to go into the 2.
Tough shot. This is a tough shot. He had to use a lot of finesse, and he had a very long shot, so therefore it was really a complicated shot in both the distance and also using the finesse to kill the ball.
Allen, I think he forced that ball in. He looked at it and it fell in.
Yeah.
But anyway, he has a shot on the 3 here, and I don't know if he's going to follow this or just stop right there for the 5. Yeah. Well, it looked like he had a little angle on that ball, but he was able to just stop the cue ball in a straight line. I don't know if he's going to hit this with inside or just roll it.
He's just going to roll it inside English just a little bit.
Yeah. Yes, he did hit it inside. Like he might be hitting that outside to make sure, be a little tense. He's behind in the match, make sure he pocketed the ball and get a shot on the 6. But he played with inside, and now he's going to come over toward, make the 6 and come down the table, perhaps to the rail for a shot on the 7.
The only problem with this shot, sometimes you have a problem reaching it.
Yeah, you have a problem reaching in this shot, too.
So now he had options on that shot. He could have went all the way across toward the side cushion and then gained the straight-in shot on the 7. A lot of players shoot that shot in that fashion because of this very reason.
Right.
By not being able to reach the 7, playing position for the 7 in that fashion. And sometimes, it comes back and it beats you, because when you use the bridge, you really don't have control of the cue ball.
And Allen
like you do when you shoot with your bridge hand.
On the shot.
Here's a good shot here. Drawing the cue ball 4 cushions, 2 cushions out of the lower right-hand corner, hitting the long cushion at the other end of the table, the short cushion, and then toward the 9.
Right. Allen has chose to roll the ball.
Okay, well, my shot was a little more risky. He played a very, very wise shot, because the accuracy on the shot that he opted to play was much better than mine.
Right, he's been distracted a little bit by the referee going by, but I believe he's going to pocket this ball. And he has won the 13th game.
And now trails by 7 games in the match, 3 games to 10.
Right, 3 games to 10. he well, he's mounting. He's playing. He's starting to play. I mean, he's not tentative. Yeah, he's not missing the balls. He's playing, and if he can get some opportunities now, he can narrow the gap. But he's got a very difficult win from here.
Yeah, he seems like he's playing better now at this stage in the match than he was in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. He was. He just wasn't playing his game. Looks like he was trying to play out of character a little bit earlier. And Allen's breaking the balls. Hit him from the side. One ball comes near the side, but watching these two guys break, I believe Efren has the better break.
Oh yes, no question. Efren has a better break.
And I know Buddy helped Efren with his break a little. Several years ago, Efren used to have a really weak break, and Buddy took him aside and helped him with it a little bit. And his break has improved some, but it's still not the caliber of Earl Strickland or Tony Allen or Johnny Archer. He made the one, and he has position on the two.
That's a very nice shot. Now the position on the three is very demanding. You really need to get straight in on the three, because now the 5 ball could be pocketed in the lower left-hand corner.
It could be, but this is what I prefer to do, is make it and get a breakout, because a little bit of wrong angle up there and the position on the 6 might have been impossible.
Well, that's fine. If he would have attained the straight-in shot on the 3, then he would opt to play position
Right.
for the 5. Now he has to go into the 5-8.
Right.
Sometimes when you win the balls, you don't come out really
Right.
smelling like a rose. Matter of fact, quite
Absolutely.
often that happens. So therefore, if he would have gotten the correct angle on the 3, not to disturb the 5-8, he probably would have opted to run the balls in that fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But nevertheless, he was able to break loose the 8 from the 5, and he does have a pocket for the 5.
Right. He just come back for the 6. What kind of? The angle is fine. Just make the 6 get an angle on the 7 to get to the 8. He may choose to get close to the rail or get an angle off the rail. He's staying off the rail.
This looks a little full, a little awkward, but I do believe he has an angle to get to the side cushion and then back off the cushion.
All right. He's not where he wants to be, but he did get out there a little bit, and he's a little short on the angle on this 8. Now he can come below the side pocket, but it's not. Again, it's not a routine shot.
I believe with the lightness of the cue ball, he can clear the side pocket quite easily with
yeah.
this shot. Don't forget that we're playing with a cue ball that's lighter than the object balls, which actually aided him on that particular shot.
Right,
After game number 14, Allen Hopkins now has clawed his way back into this match, trailing by 6 games, 4 games to 10.
Well, he continues his comeback. He's won 4 out of the last 5 games. I believe 4 out of the last 5 games.
Now, had he started out playing like this would have been quite a different
yes.
match.
I remember at least 3 games he would have had. That would have been 7-7 right now, and maybe more that would come with winning those games.
Don't think for a moment that Allen Hopkins isn't thinking about winning this match right now, because he looks like he's feeling quite comfortable out there right now, and his chances of winning this match from this juncture is much, much better, because basically of the way he feels.
Yes, when you're playing a match, you're thinking about, no matter how far ahead your opponent is, you're thinking about winning as long as you have a chance until he gets 13. And Allen's walking around a little more confident, and I think he's playing his game now. And Efren has a shot on the 1. He could play safe, or he could try to go up and down the table. I can't see the balls. It'd be difficult. Like he's playing safe.
Yeah, he's looking to play safe, and if you notice, the 1 ball's down this end of the table, the 2 ball back up the other end of the table. That was probably one of the reasons why he opted to choose that safety, considering the position on the 2 ball would have been quite difficult, even if he would have gave him up on some sort of a shot on the 1.
Well, Allen has a shot here. Possibly he can pocket the 1, but it's close to being a scratch in the corner pocket, and he may, for that reason, he may opt to play safe and leave the 1 ball down here and 2 rail the cue ball back up to the other rail.
I don't think he really has a safety. So why he played safety in this fashion, which was a very intelligent shot.
Well, he was wanting. It was it wasn't a lock-up safety, but he was leaving the guy long and taking the chance on not leaving him a shot. Now, Efren has a shot here on the one, but it's not a
It looks
hanger.
like natural for position.
It is, but it's not on the rail and everything. It's not. Now, he might make it, he might get position, and I think he probably will, but it's not a hanger. And he has hit the corner.
And he's come out in pretty good shape.
Yes, I think he can still pocket the two.
This is one of the crucial shots in this particular rack.
Mm-hmm.
Attaining a shot on the 3.
Oh, and Efren's making sure he's not fouling the balls. He's coming straight down the table.
And that's not going to get it.
He's got a shot, but a difficult shot on the 3.
I look for him to draw the cue ball behind the 9, sending the 3 ball in the direction of the side pocket. There's a lot of balls that could snooker Allen.
Right, if
The
he gets
7, the 4, the 5.
if he gets the cue ball over behind the 9, and no matter where it gets, Allen's gonna have a difficult shot. And he's looking at that angle right now, going behind the 4-7 with the 3. No, he went the other way.
Well, there's a lot to be said about his thought there.
There is. I saw the shot the other way. I really saw the shot.
He's using the same 4 balls, the 4, 7, 5, and 8 to hook Allen with, but they chose the other path.
Right. I still like the other safe better because you're using the cue ball and leaving it closer to the ball that you're putting behind, and I like that theory. But Allen tried to jump the ball. He's hooked to try to jump the ball, and has given Efren ball in hand with an out. He can get out. The only difficulty is the 5 ball, but the 4 is real close. Looks like the 5 will go on the side with no problem.
Well, the key shot is right here, getting position on the 4 to play position for the 5.
And
That's
he's
the key
shooting
shot.
in the long pocket to get position.
He's going on the other side of the 4, playing
So
position for the 4 in
he did.
in this corner.
Oh.
Now all he needs to do is pocket the 4. He can play position for the 5 in the lower right-hand corner, or maybe even possibly in the side. I believe he's going to play position for the 5 in the lower right-hand corner.
He might. He looks like he's just scooting forward a little bit.
Well, he could, and he can play position for the 5 in the side. I see.
He makes this ball. I don't think he's making the corner. I think he's making the side. Go maybe 2 rails for position out of that corner. 3 rail position he's taking.
And he shoots shots like that, like they're routine. You know.
Does.
I mean, his speed is it's just so perfect that shots like that seem rather routine for him, and they probably are.
They must be, because he hits them like they're very routine. I mean, but shots like that come more routine when you're very comfortable in the match and you have a nice lead. But Efren shoots shots like that all the time.
Exactly. For some players, making a shot like that makes their day, you know. And for Efren Reyes, another routine shot.
Right. And again, he's put a little inside English on that cue ball to kill it, throwing that rail.
Yeah, he's definitely not opposed to applying English to the cue ball.
Right.
For game number 15, Efren Reyes now leads in the match by the score of 11 games to 4. He uses English really well.
He does.
And
outside, inside, it doesn't make any difference.
at any speed, at any distance.
Right.
And he gets a lot of movement out of the cue ball with the English that he uses.
Right. And he's very accurate pocketing the ball with a lot of spin.
He understands so well deflection and masse, and that's why he's truly one of the masters of the game today.
Yeah, I would think, in my opinion, Efren has to be perhaps the best all-around player in the world today, perhaps. I haven't seen every player. I've seen, I think, most of them, but he's certainly would have to play every game well. I think anyone that would want to play an all-around session with this guy would have to bring their lunch, because they're in for a big day.
And it'd have to bring a lot of money, too.
Yeah.
There's a shot of Allen Hopkins pondering over the situation, figuring out what he needs to do to lock up Efren Reyes, and it's not easy. It's not an easy job.
It's not. I believe he will send his cue ball to his right, behind, around, and try to, if he has an angle, put him underneath that 4. But he's jacking up on the ball. I don't know what he's doing.
He's going to try to position the cue ball somewhere behind the 4, possibly, if he can attain that type of an angle. And it looks like he's done a very good job.
Ooh,
Matter of fact, he may have hit it too well.
You know, the thing is,
or too good.
He didn't have the angle to roll it down as I was thinking. And he did play that safety very well. Efren's hit the ball.
As he usually does.
As he usually does. And he's stopped the cue ball up there and put the 1 down here. Now, this is a long and difficult shot. Allen looks like he's going to try to pocket the ball, drawing the ball across the table and back for the 2. Oh, he chose to roll the ball.
And once
nice
again,
touch on that ball.
Absolutely, once again, exercising very good judgment, realizing that the pocket will take that particular shot, hit at that speed and with that accuracy, and still ending up with a shot on the 2. And a good shot on the 2. Now, all he needs to do is pocket the 2. The 4 as it is at this end of the table, but there's not much room for error here.
No, there's not. He's taking a difficult shot on the 2, but it's a natural shot for position. He's going down this way.
Once again, another heady decision by Allen Hopkins, using the left-hand side of the table to play position for the 4. No traffic on that side of the table. His chances of getting hooked are 0.
That's right. He had to contend with scratching, and he was a short area to get position, but he was successful.
Allen Hopkins really playing quite nicely at this stage of the match.
He is playing an excellent match right now, and he's playing with confidence. It takes a lot of confidence to shoot that the 1 ball the way he shot it. I mean, you have to have a nice feel for the table.
Now, this is an interesting shot. He can't apply left-hand English and go around the 9. That's asking a little too much. I look for him to play position for the 6 in the side pocket. Now, this shot requires excellent cue ball speed.
Looks like he's... I can't tell if he's just trying to come straight up the table. Yes, he is coming straight up the table. He needs a roll. I think he kissed that 6 okay.
This is very workable, Howard. He has an option here. Yeah, he'll just draw to the side cushion and softly. Notice that Allen Hopkins likes to take the shortest route possible whenever he can.
He does.
For instance, when he pocketed the 1, and once again now when he pockets the 6. Efren Reyes may have gone 3 cushions, where Allen Hopkins would opposite take the shortest route.
Right. Contrast in style.
Absolutely.
And he just made that 7. That's the kind of shot he missed. Similar shot he missed earlier on the 6.
So therefore, to all you aspiring players out there, if your game is modeled after Allen Hopkins, you just notice the way he runs out. And if your game is modeled after Efren Reyes, which is a little more difficult game to model after.
You better bring a good stroke to to the table.
An excellent stroke, an eye of an eagle, and
heart of a lion.
And the touch of a violinist.
That's right, absolutely.
After game number 16, Allen Hopkins now 5, Efren Reyes has 11.
Well, I think that in order to come back in this match, Allen basically has to shut Efren out the rest of the way.
And he probably would have to trade breaks with Earl Strickland.
Right. He would need to bring Earl's break with him. And Allen's break, they're both breaking from the right side. Well, now Allen hit those balls a little more force that time.
He hit them very well, and
pocketed the 6.
He got rewarded for it, pocketing the 6 on the side. 1 ball coming to rest near the upper left-hand corner. Now, once again, but look at the position to the 3-8. I look for Allen to play position for the 2-9 combination when you consider the position of the 3-8. The 8 and the 3 are tied up. So therefore, if he intends to win this particular game, he may end up with a short rack 2-9 combination.
Right, and since he can't get that sweet angle coming down because of the 3 and 8, he may opt to come down a little farther and even bigger tonight. He may opt for that, but is he? Certainly he's not thinking about playing two-rail position here, but he might.
I look for him to apply inside English on the one ball. After he decides what he wants to do, I think he's going to decide on shooting this with inside English, once again taking the short route.
Well, he's hitting the ball a little. Yeah, looks like he's aiming inside. No, he went around the other route.
Okay, that really puzzles me. Now, he's ended up in perfect line for the 2-9 combination.
Right.
Really a fortuitous roll. I really don't understand his thinking on that particular shot because the 3 and 8 are tied up. He wanted to get it back of the 2 and possibly either gain position on the 3 in that fashion or maybe play safety off the 3.
I think he was looking for position on the 2 in the other corner.
But nevertheless, he was able to come up with a great shot on the 2-9 combination, something that he was really delighted to see.
He got a roll. He hit the ball and he got the roll.
Yes, after game number 17, Allen Hopkins is clawing his way back into this match and only trails by 5 games, 6 games to 11.
Well, if he can shut Efren out here and win 3 or 4 more games, it's going to tighten the matchup.
Kim Davenport playing on the adjacent table in a match with Chris McDonald leads in his match 11 games to 4. And this is one tournament that that Kim Davenport really plays well in. He's been in the finals, by the way, in this tournament 6 times. So therefore, every time he comes to Reno, he expects himself to play well, and he usually does.
Allen's breaking the balls from the same place.
Efren Reyes on a total performance average is shooting a 907. Allen Hopkins a 787. Quite a bit difference there, but Allen Hopkins really made a lot of mistakes and squandered a lot of early opportunities. But as in the later games, Allen has shown us the Allen Hopkins that we all know.
And right now, Allen's pocketed a ball and has a shot on the 1. He can play safe, or he can bank the ball. I expect him to play safe here, and he did.
Yeah, there really isn't anyone that plays the game that plays it any smarter than Allen Hopkins. He's probably one of the more intelligent or the most intelligent players on the tour today. He just doesn't play that often. You know, if he would apply himself and stay in good stroke and come into his matches focused, I think that a lot of players would really feel his presence more so than they do today.
Yes, I think so. And another, he missed it the first time, but he got it the second time, but he still fouled.
You know, and if I was Efren Reyes, I would be concerned about the presence of Allen Hopkins right now because he certainly has asserted himself in the latter part of this match.
He has, and I'm going to tell you, and that's another rare occurrence. That's 2 balls this set that Efren has missed completely on kick shots. I mean, that is that's almost unheard of.
Now, Allen will play position for the 2 in the lower right-hand corner pocket. By attaining that angle, playing position for the 3 is natural. There are no interfering balls. He has a clear path to the 3. He would like to play an angle on the 3 where he will then go cross table again, playing position for the 4 in the lower right-hand corner.
Well, the 4 is the key ball here. Get position on the 4, and the 5, you can get position on it if you can just pocket the 4 from anywhere.
I don't really care for the way he chose to play position for the 3. Now, he did end up with a straight-in shot, and perhaps he can draw it back in good line. I myself would have opted to go toward the 5 more, attaining an angle on the 3 to go cross table.
Right. And that's the things that can happen when you get to force draw the ball. I like to use the angles because you get when you hit the other rail, you get that natural slowdown of the ball, and
exactly.
The ball comes right in.
And it widens your margin for error also.
Right. It helps control the speed. Your speed doesn't have to be deadly accurate.
Exactly. Now, Allen Hopkins is going to try to position the cue ball behind the 9, sending the 4 up where the 6 is or in that vicinity.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know.
Well, I would think that he would end up shooting this shot because it's his kind of shot.
It is. He's having some difficulty here. I would like to. He's not. He's not considering hitting the fourth in at all.
No,
Or
he's
is he?
going to send it up table,
Uh-huh.
position the cue ball behind the 9. That's
Mhm.
just his kind of shot.
Mhm.
And had he positioned the 4 ball more in the vicinity of the 6, if that was possible,
Mhm.
naturally the shot would have been much more effective.
It would have been. If the closer he got it to the rail, would have
Right.
been better too. He's got an angle here where if it's close to the rail, I don't believe Efren been able to hit it like this. But he is. He's going to be able to hit this ball and see what happens. Ooh.
Okay, he kicked him back of the 4, sending it in the direction of the side pocket, right where the 5 was. He wasn't able to pocket the 4 or the 5. Allen Hopkins steps to the table with an excellent opportunity to win this game and make this match a little bit more exciting.
Right, Allen has made himself, given himself a second chance after missing the opportunity earlier with a good safety. Played a good safety, got a second chance, and now he's able to take advantage of it. But again, he has to draw the ball. And
Now he's been having problems drawing the ball, Howard.
well, I'm telling you, this cue ball. Some people say it draws a lot. Some people say it draws a little. And that it and people are convinced. Both people are convinced they're right. And it just plays a little different. And Allen has pocketed this 6 ball with a nice shot. And Allen's playing with a lot of confidence right now.
And from what appeared to be a runaway from the offset of this match, surprisingly is getting quite close. After game number 18, it looks like Allen Hopkins is only going to trail by 4 games in the match, 7 games to 11.
Right.
At one time in the
11-7.
match, I believe the score was 9-1.
9-1. It may well have been a 9-0.
So he's actually cut that deficit in half. He was trailing at one time by 8 games. He's been able to cut it in half. He only trails by 4, but time is running out.
Time is running
He's
out.
got to pick up the pace.
Well, he has. What he's got to do is just basically shut Efren out. And what happens on the break has a lot to do with it. If he makes the ball and gets a shot, he's got a chance to do that. If he breaks him open and doesn't get a shot, well, he's one more barrel is fired. And
But at least we know if he's presented with the opportunities, I think, from the way he's been playing, he'll do well with them.
right. And he's pocketed the ball. He has a shot on the 1, and the way he hit that last thin cut shot on that 6 or that 7 up on the rail, he may well shoot at this ball rather than play safe.
Now, this is a very interesting shot. He really doesn't want to push because any time you push, you're at a disadvantage, particularly when you're playing Efren Reyes.
Yeah.
So he's going to look for some type of a shot to hem up Efren with. He wants to probably position the cue ball somewhere behind the 7. Very risky shot, but if he's able to do it, he'll be rewarded.
Well, now if he can get the 1 down there close to the 3, I mean, if the shot lays where the speed works out like that, he can do very well. Evidently, he doesn't like cutting the ball. He hasn't looked at the ball at all.
It's a rather awkward lie that he has on the 1 here.
Yes.
He really doesn't have much to work with, but it is possible that he can hook it from behind the 7. It's not going to be easy, but he doesn't have much choice here.
No. And he shot the bank. How about that?
Okay, once again, exercising good judgment, realizing that the safety was quite difficult, and then choosing the offensive shot equally as difficult, figuring that if I pocket the offensive shot, I can win this game without him coming to the table.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to bank the 1, but he hasn't come up with a shot on the 2.
Well, he's got another bank on the 2. And will he opt to take that bank or play safe? I think he has easier safes here. He could put the cue ball up by the 7, or he can opt to bank the 2 and try to pocket the 2. Or he can play safe. Put the cue up on the end rail by the 7.
Yeah, he's going to go behind the 9 and the 5 here
Yes.
with the cue ball.
He could go the long rail, or he could hit it thin and go the short rail. He's going the long way, and he hit it pretty good.
He used both the 9 and the 5 to hook Efren with. Now, Allen has resorted to his great safety game to get back into this match.
He has.
If you recall that there's a lot of shots that he opted to play safe, and he's been rewarded for it. Efren Reyes is starting to feel the presence of Allen Hopkins right now, by the way.
Yeah, I believe he is. He hit the ball, but all Efren's been getting is kicks lately. He hasn't had anything that he could really run out. He had since he got 10, he had one opportunity. He got out. I look for Allen to play safe here, thin on the. He could one perhaps was thin on the 2.
Yeah,
Put
that
him
looks
up
like
by
a
the cue ball, but yes, he's going
that
that
looks
way.
like a good shot. But he doesn't want to let Everett see the 2. He would like to get him back into the 3,
Right.
which he's done quite nicely. Once again, utilizing his great sagaciousness at the table, and his cue ball speed was perfect once again.
Efren's got the kick. He hits it too. Allen has a shot in this too.
Okay, Allen has come up with his shot, and it's not going to be an easy shot. It's a little testy, but of course, if he hits it reasonably well, he should be able to pocket it. The 3's on the other side of the table.
He can either go above the side or come below the side, depending on how he feels with the shot. He's going above the side. He has a shot on the 3 on the side. However, position on the 4. Looks like if he has an angle and go to the end rail and possibly come 2 rails, or just come straight down the table, but it's risky and getting position that way.
Allen played a pretty good shot on the 2. There was a lot more potential on the shot that he played than the one I would have opted to play. I would have drawn the 2 ball, trying to stay on the left-hand side of the 3. It's more of a finesse shot, and actually you diminish the accuracy of the shot, shooting it in my way. The way Allen shot it, he increased the accuracy of the shot, and he had a lot more pockets to play the 3 in. But now he's confronted with a pretty difficult situation here.
It is. It looks like he can go up to the end rail, come down in between the 7 and the 8. But where he's going from there depends on how he spins the ball. And,
that's really risky. See, he wants to stay on this side of the 5-9. He doesn't want to go on the other side of the 5-9 because that's just the way he plays. He's a real careful player, very intelligent player, and he doesn't want to beat himself by hooking himself.
Now this safety, it looks like it's a safety here for me. I don't think he's going to try to billiard the 9. Now if he can really hit it thin, hit it toward the 9, but then you run a risk of leaving him a combo or a billiard on the 9.
He's going to try to utilize the 7 ball also here, positioning the cue ball possibly behind the 7. Now off the 3rd cushion. Now he wants to drift below and under the 7. Once again, absolutely perfectly executed.
Nice shot. Very nice shot.
Efren has to have a route around the 8 possibly to hit the 4. I don't look for him to hit this hard. I look for him to hit this softly.
And he did hit it softly. He's hit the. Let's see what happened.
Well, he got rewarded because of his good judgment in hitting it softly. Had he hit it a little harder, naturally, Allen would have been picking the ball up from the bottom of the pocket. There were a lot of good things that could have happened for Efren while hitting the ball softly. Naturally, if he wouldn't have got the kiss, then he would have ended up with a pretty good safety. The 4 ball would have been up near the more toward the 8, and the cue ball behind the 5.
And he went directly into the 4 rather than going rail first. And Allen has banked at the 4 and has missed it, but has got fortunate with his roll. Efren may be able to cut it in the corner, but I don't know if he's going to go for that shot. He has to really turn the cue ball loose.
Well, if there's anyone that I could choose to play a cut shot like this in the corner, it would be Efren Reyes. Whether he goes for that shot remains to be seen. But if he does attempt to cut the 4 into the corner pocket, there's no one that hits it cleaner and more accurately than the man at the table.
I agree with that. He's playing safe behind the 9.
Oh, I don't really agree with what he's done here. He may get rewarded for it, but really, that's putting your eggs in one basket, and it's a very small basket, by the way. One lonely ball, the 9 ball, at this end of the table. And notice the position of the 4. Had he not positioned the cue ball behind the 9, he could have counted this game on Allen's side.
Absolutely.
I really totally disagree with that shot. Even though it turned out the way it did, I really totally disagree with it.
Well, I think that one thing, I think Efren mishit the ball a little bit. I think he was really trying to hit the 4 very thin, but at that distance, it's hard to be that accurate with that hit. And he has been a little lucky here.
You know, Allen played some great safeties in this particular rack, and Efren Reyes has been able to, circumvent the situation, and now has turned the scales.
He was trying to play safe on that shot, not trying to pocket the ball. He's trying to hit it safe off 3 reels.
Well, that's certainly a momentum killer. Allen Hopkins had the momentum switched on his side. He was playing really magnificently up until this point. Not that he played poorly this rack. Don't get me wrong. Matter of fact, he played quite nicely in this particular rack, but he really didn't get rewarded for it.
Well, Efren pockets the 5 with a little inside, goes up the table for a shot on the 7. He's come down the table for the 8 in the side, although he may well play it in the corner the way he's hitting it, and he is going to play it in the corner. I thought he might just come straight down the table for a shot in the side on that. Looks like a very simple shot, but he chose to play it that way, and he's gotten a little bit out of line, although I think he'll pocket the ball. And it's straight shot on the 9.
After game number 19, Efren Reyes finds himself on the hill, leading in the match 12 games to 7.
Well, Efren's on the hill, and that just shows you the strength of being ahead in a match. One mistake can cost you the match, no matter how perfect you're playing.
Right, and actually Allen really didn't make any mistakes in that particular rack. And he played great safeties, and Efren stepped to the table and circumvented every one of the safeties that Efren played, and got himself out of a jam.
He did. And Efren has popped those balls pretty good. And he didn't pocket a ball, but Allen will have to push out, I believe.
Well, Allen's hanging by his string now, and any mistakes hereafter in this match should be history.
Right.
Matter of fact, there's a lot of other reasons why this match could be history. You know, a fortuitous roll, a lucky shot, anything. You know,
Anything at all.
It's really highly unlikely that Allen will come away with a victory here.
Any kind of mistake, whether it's Allen's fault or nobody's fault or whatever, and he had to put this one up in the W, or in the L for himself, and the W for Efren. Oh, Efren.
Okay, Efren once again gets quite a fortuitous roll on the 1 ball this time. Now maybe Allen can see the 1 ball. He may be able to see the 1 now. If he can see the 1, I wouldn't be surprised if he was able to pocket it, because the 8 now acts as an aid in pocketing the 1.
Right, if he can hit enough of it, and he can. And he made the ball.
Okay, now he's still alive. He is still alive. It does have a heartbeat, this match. That's a weak one, but it still has a heartbeat.
Well, I'll tell you what. I like his odds to get to 8 right now, and he's on 7. I mean, he should. He has a good opportunity to win another rack. And he pockets the 2, position on the 3, and this is more or less a routine out here.
Okay, it's essential for him, or imperative for him, to get position on the 5 to where it's a pretty solid angle. I mean, straight in shot on the 5. That way he can control the cue ball much more easily for position on the 6. He doesn't want a thin cut on the 5. He can run into problems if he ends up with that type of an angle.
Right. He wants to get on the 5 to get on the 6. That's what he's looking at now. Yeah.
The key shot in this rack is naturally from the 5 to the 6, and attaining the correct angle on the 5 is crucial. He wants a straight in angle on the 5, or near straight in, where he can work the cue ball toward the 6. And he doesn't have a very good angle on the 4.
He's worried about getting on the rail, I think.
Okay, now he has problems here. He definitely has problems here.
He chose that short route again when he needed to. He needed to snap that ball. But
I'd be surprised if he came out of this with a shot.
Well, if he goes behind the 9, he's got a chance. He went behind the 9, and he got a kiss off the 7. Can he at least hit it? I think he can hit it, but I don't think he can make it. I don't know. He might be able to bank that ball.
It was so important to attain the correct angle on the 4.
Right.
That was the key shot. The 4 to the 5.
Yes. Look here.
Excellent bank shot. Excellent bank shot. Great recovery.
That's two, that's two banks that Allen has made that has stood him in real well and given him a.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it
I
was
like
definitely
this.
a huge shot to bank on the 6.
And I remember back in the like the first rack or the second rack when he tried to bank a ball past the 9, he didn't have room for. So he's showing great confidence in his banks in this set.
He's getting a little lazy. He was lazy pocketing the 7 for position on the 8, and once again he was guilty of being lazy pocketing the 8, coming short of the mark for the 9. But nevertheless, he's been able to put the balls in the hole, and that's what counts.
I think he can get this ball inside. I don't know what he's going to do. He doesn't like it, though, I'll tell you that much. But I think he's going to try to cut it inside. Now he's going to try to cut it in the corner.
Now, he has to be careful because he could scratch on the side. I believe the cue ball does play light. And
he's hitting with inside English, I bet. And he made the ball all right. Nice shot. That was a nice shot.
Well, now the match is starting to get a little more interesting. Allen Hopkins has 9 games. Efren Reyes naturally has 12. Needs only 1 game to win the match.
I believe Allen's on 8.
Excuse me, you're right. He does have 8 games. We're going to put some stats up on the screen, and notice how Allen has gradually, but most definitely climbed in the TPA rating. He was at one time shooting well below 700. Now he's all the way up to 795, almost 800. Efren Reyes still is hovering around the 900 mark.
And Efren, again, in the last 4 or 5 games, certainly the last 2 or 3 games, he hasn't made any real errors. Allen's just taking advantage of everything he had.
No, Allen definitely started the match rather sluggishly, and he really paid for it in the early goings, making his job so much more difficult. Had he started the match the way he's playing right now, I'd venture to say this match would be dead even.
Well, I remember 3 games especially that has happened, and 3 for Allen would put him at 11, and 3 off of Efren's would have put him at 9, so it certainly would have been a lot closer. As a matter of fact, Hopkins might well be winning this match.
Yeah, he definitely squandered the early opportunities in the match. He could have actually been ahead in the match from the offset in the early goings, but he squandered some opportunities that really opened the door for Reyes. And you really don't have to open the door too wide for Efren Reyes. He'll certainly take advantage
Normally,
of it.
with Efren, if you squander one opportunity to give him an extra chance in a match, it could well cost you the match.
Here we go. He desperately needs to put down a ball on the break, and he cannot afford to foul on the break.
No, he's been breaking good. He hadn't been coming close to scratching. If he just stays within himself and doesn't break too hard.
And he got very little movement out of the cue ball,
sure did.
assuring himself that he wouldn't scratch. And he did pocket a ball on the break. The balls are spread openly enough at least to where he can run the balls. There isn't really that much congestion out there. But if you notice, the balls are more or less positioned in the center of the table, nothing on the cushion.
Right. And all you have to do is just stay in line. And it looks like if he gets in just good shape on the 3, he'll be okay.
Exactly. If he can make his way to the 3 ball and ends up with a good shot on the 3, the remainder of the rack is routine.
Well, I'll tell you what, Allen's strength is following the ball, and he's following the ball real well. He's followed that ball. I would have hit it and come straight across for position, but he followed it and got in good line. If he gets position on the 3 here, he should be out.
Now he'll play position for the 5-6 combination, and possibly even try to pocket both balls at the same time. Now he's going to play position for the 7 here. Playing the 5-6 combination, hoping the 5 takes the place of the 6, may be a little bit too risky.
It is a risky shot. I don't know what he's going to do, but that's what he's doing. He's not trying to make both balls.
Okay.
Good ball controller.
Yeah, he had confidence he could control the 5 ball. And he did control the 5 ball. It was imperative that he did control the 5 ball.
Well, now it's a very routine out. 8 to the 9. No problems here.
Now maybe he'll have 9 games.
I think he'll have 9 now. Well, Allen wins the 21st game, and now trails in the match 9 games to 12.
So what appeared to be maybe a throwaway tape from the quarterway point of the match seems to be definitely a keeper.
Right.
I mean, Allen has really asserted himself since the halfway point of this match, and he has made a good showing of himself, and he's not out of this match. He has 9 games.
Well, I'll tell you, since Allen, he does all the work for the MPBA and the PBTA, now he's going to contest the rack. But his game is suffering. He's playing some of the best pool in this match that I've seen play recently. He's playing extremely well. But those balls do rack up pretty tough on that table. I played a match there earlier today. The one ball just doesn't want to do anything.
Watch out, the cue ball's heading toward the side pocket, and that's what he could not afford to have happen.
He could not.
He could not afford to scratch, because when you give Efren Reyes ball in hand,
it's all over.
It's all over.
It's all over. And he just put that extra oomph in there, and
that's exactly what he did. He broke the balls with more velocity that time than he did the preceding break.
And he lost control.
And he lost control of the white ball. You take care of Snow, Snow will take care of you.
Absolutely. Just shoot and stop. Well, now he's got a little bit out of line, but I don't think it's going to be any kind of
perfect.
problem.
I think he's just in dead line here.
Well, he could have stopped right there and just followed up, but he just go down to the end rail. Oh, wait, where's the next ball at? What am I looking at? Well, he's just following a little bit. Well, he's got to go across the table here.
The only problem with this shot is he can end up straight in on the 5.
He can, or heaven forbid, he end up, he didn't hit it hard enough. But
well, he executed that shot perfectly.
Right.
You couldn't have executed that shot any more perfectly than what he did there, and so this match definitely is history.
He had shot easy on the 3. I would like going to the end rail and coming back simply because you get that straight angle where you draw straight up there for the 5 where you don't have to go across the table.
And I was just informed, due to the length of this match, we're going to be unable to interview Efren. So after he pockets the 8 and the 9 and he wins the match, we're just going to close it up.
Well, he's pocketing the 9.
So actually, Howard, it turned out to be quite an interesting match.
It did. It started out a little slow, all Efren's way and making some errors, but Allen closed the gap at the end, and with the exception of the break, scratching on the break, I think that we would still been playing.
So it was a story of too little, too late for ALLEN HOPKINS. Efren Reyes finally does win the match, 13 games to 9, but not, ALLEN HOPKINS did contest the match, and he came back strong at the end, but it was a story of it's a little bit too little, too late. So, Howard, it's been a pleasure working with you, and possibly we'll work again in the near future in one of the upcoming matches.
Well, thank you, Bill, and I'll look forward to the next time.
On behalf of Howard Vickery, this is Bill Incardona saying thanks a lot for supporting Accu-Stats. Give Pat Fleming a call at his 800 number, 800, 1-800, I forgot the number. 828-0397. I tell you, this flu bug has really got me down, and I really hold that responsible for my lapse of memory. We're out of here.